foresight, but it's probably
Forecast.
Forecast.
Yes.
It's probably foreshadow in French.
It's probably 40 life. It's actually
least
just
30.
30 at least. Because those proclamations are still in your hand.
I'm gonna copy the one I don't have into. I'm gonna copy a mine.
It's another interesting card this weekend. Vesuva.
Yeah.
Vesuva, it's an extra Urza piece.
Mm-hmm.
In Extended, I saw a number of people playing it in Cloud Post decks.
I did too.
As Cloud Posts 5 through 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of exciting mana, and you don't mind in the Cloud Post deck where I think it's really interesting. You don't mind having it come into play untapped because it boosts your other Cloud Posts.
Right.
So you still get some mana boost out of it, even though it comes into play tapped.
And the Thief hit 100 again.
Block 1 stack.
Right. So
Block 1, sack,
5,
gain 15, 2, 4, 6, take 10. Nassif climbing up 5 life there, plus he's been proclamationing twice.
well, he's gaining 15 on his upkeep,
and then gaining
and
5 more.
gaining 5 more on Tiago's attack step.
The 5 more is shrinking because of the factory.
But I mean, I assume we'll see a Wrath of God sooner or later.
Foreshadow stack, foreshadow
Oh my gosh!
stack in 30.
Ugh.
Triple Proclamation of Rebirth.
Wow.
And this is what the other Snow White decks just can't do.
No. They never get enough mana. Not even close.
This is just, I think, a really remarkable innovation. And I think it's bad news for Griffin, because who doesn't want to gain 45 life a turn?
Coming soon to a Friday Night Magic near you?
Yes, absolutely. I think actually you're going to see the deck you're much more likely to see at a Friday Night Magic near you is the good color deck that Carson designed here for Tiago Chan. This is a deck people already like. I mean, it's already got a lot of fun cards. Like, it's got Lightning Angel, and it's got Demon Fire, and it's got Sacred Mesa. It's got a lot of answers.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a very, very popular deck in the standard metagame.
142 to 23.
That is just obscene. Do we have a Mercy roll?
I know Tiago has a lot of respect for the game. Didn't
I have 6 white cards now, so
I don't think there's any shame in scooping them up here at some point, though.
that's true.
I got to say, this was... we
Very
learn a lot about Tiago in losing.
True.
I mean, I'm assuming he loses. I mean, I don't want to, you don't want to be like the band getting on the field, and but I mean, I think we can strike up the band.
Certainly, if there's a comeback here from Tiago Chan, you'll see it coming from a long ways away. It'll take a while. He'll have time to get off the field.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah. Block. Stack, so I gain 4.
Block, gain, still turning a profit. Wow.
So I gained 4.
182.
6, yeah.
6. We're up to 6. So that's 18. So that's what, 56 life a turn?
The math is hard.
No, it's more. So it's 30 plus 48 life a turn. 18 times 3.
36.
18 times 3 is 54.
54. I was right the first time.
36.
Math is very hard. As Barbie told us, math is hard.
Crack the 200 barrier.
Wow.
Yeah, make the guy.
I mean, he's
If Tiago plays this out, we may actually see 1,000. I mean, Tiago is not mathematically beaten yet.
no, not at all. Well,
I mean, his odds are really, really tiny, but I mean, if he gets... He's building up
Let's
tokens.
see
There's a
what he-
limit to the number of times Gabe can proclamation.
yeah, but at some point, Gabe's gaining 60 life a turn.
I mean, Tiago can
I mean,
infinite.
I'm sorry, even more
infinite.
than 6. I mean,
Tiago's ability to deal damage goes... He can deal 1,000 damage a turn with enough Mesa tokens and factories, or assembly workers, right?
Lightning Angel.
Oh, by the way...
Block 1 stack. Gain 21.
Does Gabe has a Wrath of God in that hand, right?
Yes,
Second
it
card
looks
from
like
the right
looks
is a
like the
Wrath.
second card from the right is a Wrath. Nifty looking Portal Wrath. One of my favorites.
Crazy.
Although I love the new Wrath.
So if you're Nassif, at what point do you actually reset the board?
I think once you're losing, once you're unprofitable, or maybe that you're going to have to discard a card.
Yeah, it comes down to like he can spend 5 mana to gain 18 life, or he can spend 4 mana to gain that much. Like it's actually sort of profitable now. It's a question of how he wants to spend his mana, right?
Yep.
But I guess there's value to having the Wrath in hand.
Sure.
It's funny, Gabe is just leaving his hand face up. It's pretty friendly, right? I mean, Tiago is otherwise going to write down everything, and Gabe's just like, well, I'll just play face up. I don't want to make you memorize my hand and write it all down.
Memorize
Be
the hand.
friendly.
Memorize it.
He's
I mean, I think seeing the Wrath there, I would scoop at some point.
It's 2 more than Master.
not, I mean, mathematically, if he gets him to commit to the Wrath, and then he can build up again before Gabe draws another Wrath.
42. Draw.
All right. Clearly, if this wasn't Game 5 of the World Championships, Tiago would scoop.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, if I'm Tiago, I'm not scooping yet.
No, I
would play it out. It's Game 5 of the World Championships. It's mathematically possible for him to still win this game.
it looks like we're going to Game 5 in the other semi-match.
Yeah, indeed.
We got,
Nick Lovett took that Game 4. So Ryo Ogura and Nick Lovett are headed to Game 5. Can you hold that game, John? Don't let him play 5.
I'm wondering.
We'll hold that Game 5 and make sure we get you guys coverage of that.
If that second turn Sultari Priest went all the way, I'm curious.
Went pretty much all the way, yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Little help from the Savannah line at the end, but Ogura never managed to sweep the board.
Another one. So
We've got a cadre of assembly workers. Oh no,
Up
wait,
to
those
10.
are
Yeah, there's the 10.
yeah.
You needed another unit. Wow, I mean 10 Sacred Mesa tokens you expect. 10 assembly workers?
10 assembly workers in a game that's not even close to being over. Again, Tiago's at 23.
Gabrielle's at 341.
341.
Unbelievable.
Hey, you know what? It could also be, I mean, Tiago may have a plan to deck Nassif.
How does he get around Chrono Savant?
He can Demon Fire them out of the game.
Only if they get into play. Doesn't Nassif just discard them?
Well,
I mean, you skip a bunch of turns
I mean,
in a row.
until they're actually discarded, that may be the plan.
All right, Tiago extends. There's the handshake.
Okay.
Gabriel Nassif, congratulations. In Paris, in France, the French superstar is through to the semifinals. He wins the marathon, absolute test of wills against Tiago Chan. Tiago, hats off to him, pulled off 2 games, managed to get it to a 5th and deciding game, but Nassif's deck just too good in the matchup. Nassif just too good. Chan said, in playtesting, there were playtest partners that he could beat in this matchup. Gabriel Nassif, better than your average sparring partner.
Absolutely. And Tiago Chan, I mean, you just have to tip your hat to him.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just no one gave him a chance to really even win a game. It wasn't no one thought he could win. I mean, I talked to all the top players I spoke to said that this was going to go 3-0, at best 3-1 for Nassif. Yeah, at best for Chan was a 3-1. That was the best he could hope for, was one game to keep it.
Yeah, I don't know how many people in the building could have gotten 2 games in that matchup.
I see
Space Stormy.
Hey, Space Stormy, what's going on, man?
See from your
He
forums?
is. He's from everybody's forums, but he posts on the top 8 forums. He posts on the Star City forums. He's plays in the New York area. Was I think Mike's first round opponent at New York State Championships.
Sit there and explain to your opponent why you think he can't win anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And if he says no, let's play, I'm fine with it as well. I don't mind if you take 1 or 2 or 3 minutes to explain him.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, and going to do that. You know.
Judge Yap. Judge Yap Brower trying to make sure, when the game's over, feel free to explain to your opponent why the game is over, Gabe. I don't necessarily need to see all of that.
I don't mind spending 2 minutes to maybe save half an hour.
That's fun.
It's the chronological equivalent of card advantage.
Time
2 for 30.
That's what time advantage means. All these years we've been struggling to define time advantage. Finally, Yap Brower has done it for us.
2 minutes to save 30.
Yeah.